Welcome all my dear student of TY Basic Physics class. In previous lecture we studied about op-amp, its pin configuration, symbol, then ideal characteristics or some important parameters of ideal op-amp and practical op-amp. Now in this lecture we are going to see the applications of an op-amp. The first application is that an op-amp is an integrator. How op-amp is work as an integrator? So this figure illustrates the op-amp as an integrator. Such type of figure we are already studied in SYBSc electronics when we studied op-amp as an adder and op-amp as an subtractor. That means what? At SYBSc level we already studied two important applications of an op-amp, that is op-amp as an adder and op-amp as an subtractor. And I told you in previous lecture that remaining part of that syllabus will be considered here. So here we are going to see one of the most important application of an op-amp, that is nothing but an op-amp as an integrator. This figure illustrates op-amp as an illustrated, op-amp as an integrator. An integrator, what is integrator? An integrator is a circuit like this that performs mathematical operations called integration, or a circuit in which the output voltage waveform is an integral of input voltage waveform. What I say, an integrator is a circuit in which the output voltage waveform is an integral of input voltage waveform. Op-amp can be used to perform this type of operation. Here the op-amp is used in inverting mode. That means what? The input voltage is given to the inverting terminal of an op-amp, that is pin number 2 of the IC 741. In adder and subtractor we used here feedback resistor, but here in integrator the capacitor is used in place of feedback resistor RF, which was used in adder and subtractor. Since no current flows through the input terminal of an ideal op-amp, what I say, since no current flows through an ideal op-amp, all currents from signal source arriving at the inverting input, that means at point A, must flow through feedback path, The output voltage of the amplifier, that is V out, takes on just that value needed to keep the inverting terminal at the same potential as that of non-inverting terminal. What I say, the output voltage of the amplifier takes on the just value need to keep this non-inverting terminal, to keep the inverting terminal at the same potential as that of the non-inverting terminal. We know that the voltage across this capacitor C is a Vc is equal to Q upon C. Suppose this is equation 1, where Q is the charge stored in this capacitor. Now let I in is this is input current. Let I in be the input current through the feedback circuit. Then we have I in is equal to IF plus IA. That means what? This input current get splitted into two branches, feedback current and current through IA to inverting terminal, where IA is the current through the inverting terminal. But ideally, inverting current IA is 0. Ideally, IA is 0 and practically it is very small, up to some nano ampere, 75 nano ampere. So it is very small and we can neglect it. So IIN is approximately to IF. Suppose this is equation 2 and 3. Okay. Now we can write this IF as IF is equal to dq, rate of change of charge. That is current. IF is nothing but rate of change of charge particle. That is dq is equal to dt. Suppose this is equation 4. Due to this current, the potential difference across this capacitor, that is between these two terminals of the capacitor, is V is directly proportional to charge. As charge is increased, potential difference across the terminals of the capacitor goes on increasing. Or we can simply DVC is directly proportional to dq, or DVC is equal to dq upon C, where C is the constant of proportionality. Or from this equation, therefore dq is equal to C into dVC. Suppose this is equation 5. Using this value of dq from equation 5 in equation where? Equation 4. When we substitute this value, therefore IF is equal to C d by dt Vc. Okay. But IF is equal to IIN. Therefore, IIN is equal to C d by dt Vc. Since IF is approximately equal to IIN. This one. Okay. Now this is equation number 6. Now from this figure, what is the voltage and current toward this side? In this figure, IIN, from this figure, IIN is equal to according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, that is I is equal to V upon R. V is what? VIN minus voltage at point A, that is VA, upon RI, input resistance. Okay. And VC, voltage at terminal C, is equal to voltage across capacitor C is equal to voltage at point A minus voltage at output. That is potential difference, that is voltage across this capacitor is nothing but voltage at this point A minus voltage at this point O. Suppose this is equation 7 and this is equation 8. Remember that VA is the potential at point A, which is nothing but voltage at inverting terminal. And for an ideal op amp, potential at inverting and non-inverting terminal are same. That is VA is equal to VB. Okay, where VB is the potential at terminal B, that is non-inverting terminal B. Since B is connected to ground, this is equal to 0. When VB is 0, then absolutely VA is equal to 0. Then substitute this value in this equation. That is becomes IN is equal to VIN upon RI. And also substitute the value of VA in this equation 8. We have VA is equal to 0, then we have VC is equal to minus V0. Suppose this is equation 9, this is equation 10. Now substitute equation 9 by using equation 9 and 10, equation 4 becomes, equation 7 becomes V9, substitute IN is equal to, what is VIN? Upon RI VIN upon RI, that is IIN, this equation. Okay, minus C, then D V0 by dt. Okay, or rearrange this equation. dV0 is equal to minus 1 upon R I into C, correct, V I N dt. Okay, this is the difference in the voltage at input. Now when we take the integration of this equation, suppose this equation 11, take the integration of this equation 11, we have, when we taking the integration, we have integration of dV0 is V0 is equal to minus 1 upon RIC into integral VIN dt plus B, where B is the integration constant of integration. Okay, from this equation, what we are going to say? From this equation, it is clear that the output voltage V0 is proportional to integral of the input voltage. This is the input voltage and this is the input voltage. Integral, that means this is input voltage dt. So this equation gives that output voltage is proportional to the integral of the input voltage. The input voltage of integrator circuit is equal to resistance Ri and the output impedance 1 upon R output impedance is low because of negative feedback RIC. Negative feedback. Here RIC, this RIC is called the characteristics time or RC time of an integrator. The gain of this integrator may be written as 1 upon RIC. This is the gain of an integrator, and this gain is in terms of output for each volt of input signal. If input signal is in the form of square wave, then output of this circuit is a triangular wave. If input is like this, then output is like this, triangular wave. Okay. Or here, this is very important. If input and output waveform if input waveform is like this, 0 volt, plus 1 volt minus 1 volt. This is the square wave and this is the time axis. Okay, and this is the VIN. This is the input signal given to this integrator. Then output signal is like this. Output signal like this. This is the time axis. This is the output axis VO, and here this is plus 0.5 and this is minus 0.5. Okay, and this is 0 line. Okay, in this way we are having the output form. Okay, like this. Then there is one more important application like differentiator. What is differentiator? Differentiator is a circuit that performs a calculation. Differentiator is a circuit that performs a calculus operation. A differentiator is a circuit that performs a calculus operations called differentiation. And we know that differentiation is the opposite process that of integration. So it produces an output, that is differentiator, by using op amp, or op amp as a differentiator is a circuit that performs a calculus operation called differentiation, and it produces an output voltage proportional to the instantaneous rate of change of input voltage. This is very important. What I am going to say, differentiator produce an output voltage proportional to the instantaneous rate of change of input voltage. It is useful in signal processing application, signal processing, in transmission, in broadcasting. It is useful in signal processing application, in the measurement of RAM slopes, and for showing IP discontinuities in the waveform. Common application of this differentiator to detect the leading and trailing edge of the rectangular pulse, or to produce rectangular output from the ramp input. the differentiator may be constructed from the basic integrator by interchanging the position of resistor and capacitor. So here we just make a change. Instead of capacitor, we connect here a resistor RF, and here we just change the position of capacitor and resistor. Okay, this is the change made by me. In integrator, here instead of capacitor there is a resistor, and in place of resistor, feedback resistor, there is a capacitor. But here we are going to study op amp as differentiator. When we are going to study op amp as a differentiator, we make a change in the position of resistor and capacitor. In place of feedback capacitor, we place the resistor, and in place of internal resistance, we place capacitor. The ideal performance for this simple differentiator is derived from the usual amplifier application. What I say? The ideal performance equation for simple differentiator is derived from the usual ideal amplifier assumptions. Since the input signal is applied to the capacitor, whereas input signal in integrator is applied to a resistor, but here we make the change in the position of capacitor and resistor. So what I say, when input signal is applied to input signal is applied through capacitor, there is a current flow in the amplifier summing point and non-zero output only when the input voltage changes. And therefore, we have to follow Kirchhoff's law. What Kirchhoff's law gives us? From Kirchhoff's law, we can write IN, that is current at input terminal, IIN is equal to IF plus IA. Suppose this is equation 1. But this is according to Kirchhoff's law. What I told you, since no current flows through input of amplifier, that is inverting terminal, no current flow through inverting terminal, therefore IA is equal to 0. When IA is equal to 0, this equation becomes IIN is approximately equal to IF. Remember that. Ideally, no current flow through this inverting terminal, but practically a very, very small current, that is in terms of 70 nano ampere current is there. There is 10 raised to minus 9 ampere, 1 into 10 raised to minus 9, or sorry, 7 into 10 raised to 7, 0 into 10 raised to minus 9 ampere current. This is very, very small current which is flowing through this terminal, but this is neglected, and this is negligibly very small. Therefore, we have IN is equal to IF. Now, we already know that. What is IF? IF is equal to dq by dt. Therefore, IN is equal to dq by dt, because current at input terminal is nothing but rate of charge of particle. Where dq is the change, the charge on the capacitor in the interval dt. We have dq is directly proportional to dvc. That means dq dvc. Rate of change of charge particle is directly proportional to rate of change of voltage across capacitor. Therefore, IIN is equal to, replace the dq by dvc by dt. We just replace this dq by this dvc. Okay. But we know that IIN is equal to IF. Therefore, we also write IF is equal to dvc by dt. Okay. Now from this figure, IF is equal to what? IF is equal to V is equal to IR. Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Therefore, I is equal to V upon R. So, I is equal to, what is here? V, VA minus V0. VA minus V0 upon RF. Are you got it? How this equation is written? We know that Ohm's law is equal to what? V is equal to IR. Therefore, I is equal to V upon R. And I, that means this feedback current is equal to, what is the voltage here? Voltage at point A minus voltage at point out divided by RF. Also, voltage across capacitor Vc is equal to, voltage across this capacitor is equal to voltage at V in minus voltage at VA. Okay. For our simplicity, we are giving the number. Suppose this is number equation 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay. And last one, all these 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just like this. It is not necessary to give the numbering, but for our simplicity, we should have to give the number. Now, here we can use this value in equation, which one? Here. Just I am going to repeat. See here, what I say from Kirchhoff's law. We write this equation. IIN is equal to IF upon IA. But ideality, according to ideal performance or ideal parameter, there is no current flowing through the input terminal of the amplifier. Therefore, I is negligible short. Therefore, I is equal to, when I is equal to 0, then IIN is equal to IF. Suppose this is equation 2. We have IN is nothing but dq by dt. That is rate of change of charge particle. That is equation 3. Okay. But we write this. What? We have to write, first of all, we know that dq is nothing but, what is dq? Rate of change of particle, dq by. One more thing, remember from this or this we can write dq is equal to C dvc, where C is the constant of proportionality. So, in this equation, suppose this is equation 4. By using equation 4, that means we have to substitute the dq by C dvc and we have IIN is equal to C into DVC. Okay, suppose this is equation 5. Okay. But what I say, IIN and IF is equal. Therefore, here also we can write IF. Instead of this we can write this, because IN is equal to IF, and give this number, next number to this relation 5. Give here 5 or here. So this is equation number 5. Now from figure we have feedback current. IF is nothing but voltage at point A minus voltage at point out, V out divided by. So this is equation 6, isn't it? And voltage across capacitor C is input voltage minus voltage at point A. Suppose this is equation 7. And now using equation 6 and 7, equation 5 can be written as IF is equal to C, okay, d by dt, this one, and Vc, Vin minus Va. Okay, suppose this is equation 8. Now for an ideal op amp, Va is equal to Vb. For an ideal op amp, Va is equal to Vb, but Vb is connected to 0. Therefore, both are having voltage 0. When we substitute the value of Va is 0, we have IF is equal to C dt Vin. Okay. But what is I? Okay. Now when we substitute, also similarly, when we substitute this value, here we have IF is equal to minus V0 upon Ref. When we substitute the same value here. Okay. Therefore, we have to equate this equation and this equation. After equating these two equations, because IF is equal to C d by dt Vin and IF is equal to minus V0. Therefore, from these two equations we can write minus V0 upon Ref is equal to C into d by dt Vin. Okay, or simply V0 is equal to minus C into Rf into C d by dt Vin, and this is equation 9. This is the very important equation, which shows that the output of differentiator is the differential part of input voltage. Output voltage V0 is equal to RFC time the negative instantaneous rate of change of voltage. Okay, what is this equation? What is the representation of this equation? This equation represents that output voltage V0 is equal to the RFC or RC time constant, or RFC times the negative instantaneous rate of change of input voltage. And here also we have to see the input and output VO4. What will be the relation between input and output VO4? But before looking toward this, we should know, since differentiation performs, what I say, differentiation, I have already told you before few minutes ago, since differentiator performs reverse of the integration function. What I say, it is very true that integration and differentiation are opposite to each other. So here I told you that since the differentiation performs the reverse the integrator's function, a cosine wave will produce a sine wave and triangular wave input will produce square wave or square wave output. Therefore, suppose this is the input waveform. Here this is 0 plus 1 volt minus 1 volt. This is the V in axis on y and this on this axis. This is the time axis. Then see here the waveform of this differentiator. The waveform is like this. The waveform is somewhat critical or somewhat different. What I say, since the differentiation is the reverse of the integrator's function, a cosine wave input will produce a sine wave. Cosine wave will produce sine wave and triangular wave input will produce square wave. So output will be like this. Here tooth tattoo. These are the sawtooth wave. If input is like this, then output is like this. Okay. In this way, we studied integrator and differentiator. In next lecture, we will study about comparators. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.